Welcome back. Well, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos coming closer to becoming the world's richest man. After the company announced the Whole Foods deal on Friday, Amazon shares soared, adding nearly $2 billion to Bezos' net worth. According to the Wall Street Journal, one firm says that the bidding for Whole Foods may only be getting underway, just beginning to get underway. Joining us right now is Kingsview Asset Management Chief Investment Officer Scott Martin. Scott, good to see you.
Hey, Maria.
What an incredible deal. When we first heard that deal on Friday, what do you say? My instinct was they're taking over the world, Amazon. I mean, it's pretty incredible. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I was shocked. I mean, Amazon now wants to control your grocery aisle. And, you know, it's interesting, Maria, too. I think there's a couple things going on with this deal. First of all, it's been rumored that it came together at a very last minute. In fact, Amazon was only supposedly working on this deal for a matter of weeks, which maybe speaks to your point about this just begins the whole negotiation process with respect to this deal. But as far as the grocery aisle goes, you know, this isn't a great business. If you look at the grocery business in the last several years, you know, consumers are becoming more discerning. Profit margins are lowering at the grocers. So what exactly Amazon's going to do to the grocery aisle and do to how you shop for your groceries is going to be interesting with respect to the big reach they have now with Amazon Prime and some of the other things they're doing at the company.
Yeah, I mean, look, people saw the deal, Mike Murphy, and they thought, wow, this is an incredible combination. They bid up the stocks. But the grocery business is not such an easy business. That's number one. And number two is this may not be so easy to take it over. The Journal is reporting that Neuberger Berman might be a bidder, that there's a new process that other bids will come in.
Yeah, I can't see anyone coming in to bid against Bezos and Amazon. You know,
and paying more than $13 billion.
I think because if you do bid it up, I think Bezos, he obviously wants the company. He can go in and bid above them. It's going to be hard to compete. I mean, maybe a Walmart could go in and try to compete, but I don't really see that. I think Whole Foods is going to be acquired by Amazon, and it's a low-margin business. It's not a great business to be in, but I think Bezos is thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead. I think he's thinking about using all the Whole Foods stores, over 400 stores nationwide, as fulfillment centers, as processing centers, as warehouses. I think he's seeing all the Whole Food customers, the affluent customers, as Amazon Prime members. Remember, Amazon stock popped on Friday on this news. It went up. It increased more in market value than the entire purchase price that they're paying for Whole Foods.
Incredible.
So I think right now the market's betting on Bezos and thinking Bezos is going to figure this out.
How about the other supermarket companies that all sold off? I mean, everybody was worried about it. You look at a Kroger, you know, you look at the other supermarket companies, and I mean, what was that about? Do you think people were just nervous? It
was Kroger, it was Walmart, it was all of the supermarket companies just thinking that Amazon's getting in here now. They're going to do what they did in e-commerce. They're going to just crush margins. They can afford to lose money for a number of years, so therefore they could really put a ton of pressure on all the other grocers.
Wow.
But I think there's potential there because I think there'll be more consolidation amongst the other players.
Whole Foods have been having problems for some time now, right?
And they needed help.
I wonder to what degree this might be, in part, a strategic shot at Walmart. You mentioned Walmart.
Oh, big! I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
And remember, an activist hedge fund came in and took a big stake, almost a 10% stake in Whole Foods China Partners, and they were putting a lot of pressure on the board to do something.
Yeah.
That definitely had something to do with this.
Hey, Scott, jump in here. What about, then there's the Yahoo story as well. End of an era, officially becoming Altaba. As it starts trading under a new name, Yahoo becomes Altaba. Do you think the company will be able to turn around now that the Verizon deal is done?
You know, it's interesting, Maria. You know, you look at Yahoo in the last, say, 6 to 12 months, and those shareholders that waited around for this end of the Marissa Mayer deal even, or, you know, the era of Marissa Mayer, you know, that actually got rewarded to shareholders because that's really one other thing that I think the company's seeing moving forward. But I'll tell you what's interesting as far as Yahoo and, you know, ramping this back into Amazon. I mean, Amazon is taking over the internet, too. I mean, you look at Amazon Web Services, you look at all the reach that they have now with their website and their apps. I mean, a lot of these companies that are trying to compete with Amazon, whether it is in the grocery aisle or whether it is online, are really losing this battle. And as I think it was Mike pointed out, you know, Amazon is willing to go into these markets wherever it is and lose money just to get consumers and customers just to beat out the competition.
I mean, I also think, though, and I'm really curious what you think about this, is that there was some kind of a status symbol associated with being able to afford to go to Whole Foods. And I think there's an opportunity for some of these brands to really step up into that niche, that experience, but they are going to have to adapt with the times. Do you think that there's any other brand that's going to be able to come in and take that place? I'm kind of wondering if the Whole Foods brand is going to become watered down now.
Yeah, well, Lee, I'm seriously worried about, and that's the curious part. I mean, I'm concerned about this deal from the standpoint of, and Mike brought it up, you know, if he turns these into fulfillment centers and warehouses, then what happens?
Yeah,
I mean,
what
because
happens
I
to Whole
agree.
Foods?
Exactly. The Whole Foods experience is really good. You know what happens, Maria, around in Chicago? They just have a new one that's by my house. You go there, you shop, you have a couple beers in the bar, you maybe watch the game. I mean, that maybe go away now. And I think that's what's interesting about this deal for Amazon that they're making for Whole Foods. Do they want to take away that experience? Because to me, that's the value of the shopping experience at Whole Foods.
Best line I heard over the weekend was Bezos to pay cash for Whole Foods. Who pays cash at Whole Foods?
You can't afford to. That's why.
Drive carefully,
I love
everyone.
that. I think that was your best joke ever.
Thank you.
Best joke ever. Go ahead, Scott. You want to react?
Yeah, I mean, well, you can't afford to pay cash at Whole Foods.
No,
That's why I am
fair
the company man, because, you know, you don't have enough cash to go in there. That's why the plastic is so good. And that's the other thing. You know, Amazon Prime is one of the best, let's say, gateway drugs on the planet with respect to what Amazon Prime does for those who actually end up going on Amazon and just buying more stuff because they're Prime members. It's the similar demographic to who does shop at Whole Foods, so there's some crossover there.
Yeah.
But how they change that and how they manipulate that into really big sales is the question that I have on my mind today, but something that Bezos, I think, is going to answer in the next couple of years.
All right, we'll be watching that. Scott, real quick, markets are up today. You putting new money to work or no? You pulling back?
No, I'm putting money to work, Maria. In fact, I love the tech sector. They've been beaten down the last couple of weeks because of investors getting nervous. That's been weak money. I think strong money is going to come back in here towards the end of the quarter.
All right, you agree with that, Mike Murphy?
I do completely. There's opportunity here. There's a bit under the market that goes higher.
Tough first quarter for tech. All right, Scott, good to see you, sir. Thank you.